I've been doing my nails for about 2 years. Sometimes I wish they would fall off so that I don't have to go through the taking off process. It can take a long time, but I'm also really grateful that I figured out a thing that helps my nails to stay on. Hi guys, today we're going to be doing my nails. I've been thinking that I really have to share how I do my nails because they last for so long and I can wash dishes with them. No gloves, take long hot showers. I'm someone who wants to do everything with their nails. I don't want to be more delicate. No, I cannot do that. I need my nails to just be an extension of my body. One of the reasons why I wanted to do my own nails is because I used to go to the nail salon every once in a while and my nails would never stay on for longer than a week. That's it good. Many different people have done my nails and they couldn't figure out how to make it last. So I just figured I'll figure it out myself. Over time I learned that I have very oily nail beds that makes them really difficult to work with. And I used to do regular nail prep over my friends' nails and their nails would last forever and my nails would also pop off within a week. You will learn what's best for you through trial and error and you can really take the time to ensure that you get the result you want. For me, that means getting my nails to stay on forever. To prepare my hands for gel-like nails, I always put on either sunscreen or use a black fingerless glove to cover my hands because I am exposing myself to UV light and although minimal, it could add up over time and I prefer to be on the safe side. Prepping the natural nails is the most important step for me to get long retention. I use a metal cuticle pusher to create a pocket of space for my next step, where I go in with my flame-shaped nail bit attached to my e-file to carefully file off any cuticles on my nail plate. One thing to watch out for when you're using a flame bit is to not go in at a harsh angle and dig into your nail. You want only the front third of the bit to lay flat against your nail so that it can reach the cuticle area. If you don't have an e-file, you could of course use a cuticle softener and a cuticle pusher to remove cuticles. But I strongly recommend dry nail prep much more because this keeps your nails as dehydrated as possible and reduces the chance for leftover moisture, oil or residue on the nail which can prevent proper adhesion and it makes my nails last way longer. This part is completely optional. I use a cuticle clipper to clip away any hang nails or prominent dead skin, using it very sparingly to reduce the risk of infections. And now we move on to buffing. You can use a buffing block, hand file or a sanding band to get rid of the shine and we want to create a little texture to help the gel-like tip to grip onto our nail. The industry standard is to use 180 grit or higher, meaning a finer grit is better because it doesn't thin out your nail plate, but I'll let you in on a little secret. I use 150 grit sanding band. I'm very careful when I do this. I use it at the slowest RPM with very light pressure to create more texture for the gel to adhere. I only put the sanding band halfway down the barrel to help reduce pressure and it makes it easier to maneuver because then this part won't hit my nails while I file them. Whenever I used to use the 180 grit, my gel-X would still keep falling off and once I tried using the 150 grit, everything changed and never fell off. I would never recommend this for everyone because for the general population, 180 grit or higher will work just fine, especially if you're a beginner. You don't want to seriously thin out your nails. Then using isopropyl alcohol, I clean up my nails and wipe down my space. Nail tips have to fit sidewall to sidewall. I found brand does not matter as much as how well you fit the tip to your nail. For example, this nail was too big, this side is spilling over my nail bed, while this one was too small, you can see my natural nail. And this one was just right. If you can't find a nail that fits you exactly, pick a size up and file it to fit your nail bed, sidewall to sidewall. Here I'm etching the nail bed area to create more surface area for the nail gel to adhere to. And I also file the cuticle area of each nail tip so that it fits snugly in my cuticle area. I find these techniques really help with not only retention, but also when your nail grows out, your nail tip will look much more seamless, blending into your natural nail. Then I'll take isopropyl alcohol and wipe down everything again, and we'll move on to applying the nail tips. Just before putting on the nail tips, I'll use a dehydrator and primer. Because I have oily nail beds, I dehydrate twice to be safe. I also highly recommend the dehydrator and primer I'm using because this set has worked so well for me compared to other brands I've used in the past. Then here I'm going in once with the primer, so I'm going slow to avoid touching my skin. Nail primer can contain acid, so just be careful and take your time. Then I'll apply a thin layer of gel nail glue onto my natural nails. I'm also going pretty slow here. It's really important that you don't get gel cured onto your skin, if not you could get contact dermatitis. Of course, if you accidentally do it, you can always use acetone to break it down, but I prefer to avoid the hassle. Then I'll use my beautiful flower lamp to flash cure this for 15 seconds. I'm actually obsessed with this lamp. It reminds me of the skirt that Tinkerbell would wear. Okay, but I do this so that the gel will hold its shape before curing it fully in the big lamp for 60 seconds. When we put our hands in a big UV lamp, our thumbs often slant to the side and sometimes the gel will move and cure lopsided. This prevents that for me. Next, I'll place a blob of gel on the inside of the nail tip and spread it upwards towards the tip to cover the nail bed area and have a flash cure light at the ready. Then I'll carefully place the nail at an angle starting at the cuticle area and press it slowly towards the tip until the gel completely covers the nail bed and flash cure for 15 to 20 seconds. If you find the gel overflowing onto the sides of your nail, or if there's not enough gel to cover the nail bed, just pull the nail tip off with the gel and use isopropyl alcohol to clean up the area and try it again. This takes some getting used to, and even if I make mistakes here and there, my nails still last 3 to 4 weeks, so that's what's important. Now this is my favorite part, sealing the cuticles. I love it because the hardest part is over. Sealing the cuticles means taking a bit of acetone and rubbing it into the cuticle area. This melts the nail tip into your natural nail and gives it a more seamless look. Then I'll carefully buff the entire surface of all my nails, which creates texture for the gel to hold. And this is the perfect time to shape the nail the way you want it to look. When you paint your nails, it's really good to go in with a very thin layer each time. Having a thin layer of gel makes it easier to get an even coat and also ensures that it's fully cured before going on to the next layer. Make sure to clean up the sides to ensure you don't have a random spot of gel polish on your skin. It's especially obvious when it's a red nail polish, and then cure each layer for 60 seconds. Once you're done, it's time for a no wipe top coat. Remember to cure it for another 60 seconds. Something super important I learned about top coats is actually brand matters for this, because sometimes top coats are cloudy and that depends on the brand. Just pay attention to that, especially if your finished result is not as shiny as you think it's supposed to be. And then of course cuticle oil to make sure I rehydrate my cuticles, and this is what it looks like in the sun. Indoor, my nails kind of look like a bunch of grapes, which is very appetizing to me, which is why I like this color. But it's also a jelly nail color. I really love jelly nail colors because I think they're a little bit more forgiving, especially when you're a beginner, because they're meant to be slightly see-through. So even if you miss a spot, it looks intentional, and it also gives you a glass finish. If you found this video helpful, please give the video a like and subscribe. I definitely wish that I started learning how to do nails by myself way earlier, because it saves you so much money. It gives you this satisfaction. It gives you time to watch videos and do something for yourself at the same time. I highly recommend, if you haven't tried doing it yourself yet, this is definitely a sign for you to try. It's so easy once you get it, and it's so much fun. Alright, see you next time. Bye!